with some introspective dialogue, 40% more brain capacity for a negotiated settlement. And you say, out loud, what's your question for us?
What's happening, cool people? ¿Qué está pasando, mi gente? Estoy de vuelta en la ciudad bonita, in Del Valle de Anahuac. This week, I'm back in beautiful Mexico City, where I want to share with you my journey of how a student became a teacher and how that student is still here within me, even as I lead others on their journeys of personal growth.
There really are only a few elements of distinction between the roles of the teacher stands at the front of the classroom presenting the lecture while the student sits at a desk taking notes and asking questions. I have a question, Mr. Garrett.
Siempre he sentido este compromiso a un proceso de autodesarrollo. I've always felt this commitment to self-development. As a young man, I threw myself into the desire to be an artist, learning about art history, studying the work of contemporary artists, and traveling to New York to see it all firsthand. That time of learning and growth throughout my 20s formed the basis for the artist I have become. Through that foundation of learning and participating in the art world, I came to be a teacher. When I was 35, I began teaching at the collegiate level in the fine arts and humanities. I was young and eager to share my love of art with my students.
We want to welcome everyone to the Downtown Botanical Collection, El Centro College.
In their faces, I could see the student I was only a short time before. I began by teaching drawing, then multimedia, design, and finally the humanities, developing a course called Identity, Culture, and Performance, in which my students explored their own identities through creative exercises.
Today I'm walking to work. A beautiful overcast day, rainy, early winter, and just enjoying the atmosphere.
Fast forwarding to earlier this year, due to a falling enrollment from the pandemic and with structural reorganization at my institution, I was laid off from my teaching position of more than 20 years. At first it felt like a blow, but then I began to see the opportunity within the challenge. Y así nació esta nueva idea. And so the idea was born. I would become a creative mentor. I decided to bring the same method I worked with my college students to the world at large, to lead others along a path of personal growth through self-expression.
Cold, but you got to deal with it somehow. I'm headed over to the darkroom to process some film.
Yet even as I set out on this new direction, I realized that I too am in need of continual learning. So today, I signed up for some courses to help me grow in the expertise I hope to bring to others. As I listened to the presentations on these new subjects, things like cognitive behavioral therapy and emotional intelligence, it felt as though a wave of abstract concepts was washing over me. I began to wonder, how is it that we learn new things? ¿A dónde va ese conocimiento? To where does all that knowledge go? I thought of everything I've learned over the years, of art, performance, all my learning and teaching. It seemed overwhelming. Like, how do I access and share with others the things I've learned? It has to be more than just a repetition of information, right?
Now preparing to develop my film. this cold February day. Let's get out of here.
I thought of the teachers who made learning come alive for me. Of my third grade teacher, Mrs. Fears, who encouraged my own creative expression. Of my seventh grade literature teacher, Ms. Shriver, who forged in me a love for reading. My art history teachers came to mind, and I realized it was their presence which made the knowledge they shared with me come alive. In 1967, behavioral psychologist Albert Mehrabian developed something called the 7-38-55 rule. It's basically this: only 7% of what we communicate is shared through our words. 38% comes through our tone of voice, and the majority, 55%, is through our body language. I realized what all my teachers throughout the years were conveying to me was much deeper than the concepts I was learning. Así, yo voy a tener confianza en mi proceso de aprendizaje y crecimiento. So, I'm going to trust this process of learning and growth. I'll bring a deeper respect to the exchange which happens when I receive a teaching and when I share what I have learned with others. We are always in a process of both learning and sharing what we have learned. Hey, I hope I brought something meaningful to you today. Espero haber comunicado algo significativo para ti. If you felt that connection, leave me a comment and tell me about it. And if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can check out my weekly offerings. I appreciate you for being here and see the importance of this exchange we share together. Thank you, my friends. Gracias, amigos. Nos vemos. I'll see you here next week. Peace.
My dream